since I have orders for Calcifer earrings, I figured I could play some Studio Ghibli music in the background, or like a remix of it, and show you how I make my Calcifer earrings. And I've already kind of sorted out the clay right here, so the video isn't too long. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let's see. I need a specific tool. There we go. And don't worry, if you don't have these tools, you can always use little pointed tools, or even toothpicks will work too. Let me see if I can grab some. So just use whatever you have. Let's see, so let's start off with the bacon. I like to do that first. I like to do the red last because it leaves pigment all over your hands and work surface, so make sure you clean it. Make sure I wipe this down really quick, just to make sure, because red likes to get everywhere. It's ridiculous, really, but that's Calcifer's color. So let's, sorry if the camera is shaking, it's on my desk too. So I'm gonna make a tube, or a cylinder, and then kind of roll it out. Not too flat, because again, they're gonna be earrings, so you want them to be not super thin, but not super thick either. So you'll be able to put a wire in it. That should be good. And then I use an X-Acto knife. That's just what I prefer to use. I like to cut it down, just to make sure they're both about the same size. And then from there, just kind of cut waves into it. Like that. And just like in real life, not all bacon is the same. Just kind of press into the indents just to make sure it gets nice and in there. And I usually like to round out the edges just a little bit. There you have bacon. And of course I will be back after I bake these to show you how I paint the detailing on the bacon and put the entire earring together for y'all. But for right now, that's just going to have to do. If you are using X-Acto knives, please be careful. They are very, very sharp. And I know I'm not in the middle of the camera here or in focus, but it's a little bit harder to record while you're crafting. And it is Thanksgiving today, so happy Thanksgiving if you're watching today. I hope you are enjoying some time with family if you can. If not, I hope you have some sort of delicious food. I'm going to squish this one in a little bit, make it a little bit shorter. Get off my finger. I'm just trying to make the, I guess, wavy part a little bit more pronounced. I think we will put it like that. That looks relatively pretty good. Alright, and then I just like to use regular wire. Find it easy to just do it like this. Tilt it back a little bit, so you'll get basically an eye pin. And then I use the Sculpey Bacon Bond. You don't have to have too much, but sometimes it likes to come out pretty quick. There we go, and that's one done. I'm going to put it over here on my baking sheet. And I currently have ham in the oven, so I can't bake these just yet, because I don't want to bake clay and food together. So I'm going to have to wait a little bit, but I'm at least getting it recorded. So that's the good thing here. And just like that. And I'll put it on top right here. So since it is Thanksgiving, you know, let me know what y'all are doing. I'd love to hear what y'all are doing. I kind of missed out on the Thanksgiving Day parade. I run my fingers over it to get like fingerprints and stuff off of it, because if you see, I can't really tell. There's fingerprint right there. You can probably see it. If you do that, it makes it go away. You can of course also use some nail polish remover and a Q-tip, and that helps clean up the piece. Let me see if I can show y'all. It's not really particularly dirty, but it looks like there's a little piece of hair in it, probably from a dog. Get that out really quick. Alright, got it out. And that just kind of takes the top layer off. As you can see, there's pigment now on it. But it helps kind of smooth it out a little bit and get, you know, dust and other little particles off. Alright, and now we will do the little log bits. I like to roll it into a little ball just to kind of help. My camera doesn't seem to want to focus today. Just kind of roll it out a little bit. I know you can't really see what I'm doing, but you make it into a little cylinder like that. You want to make sure they're both about the same size. And then I just take my little rolling pin, just a little thing to flatten it out. And you don't want to press too hard because you want it to be fairly thick, like that. And I like it rounded. That's just the way I prefer it, and that's how I make them for orders. But if you want to make it more, you know, squared off, you can do that as well. Okay, let's see if I can get closer for y'all, show y'all how I do that. And I like to use these. I just made them from sewing needles and some clay so I can hold on to it. Cheap and easy way to make little clay tools for yourself. You get like a whole pack of sewing needles for like $1 or $2. And for the detailing, as you can see on the earring, you just take it and put little indents and lines. And not every piece of wood is perfect or matches, so I just kind of put them in, just wherever. Kind of like that. And let's do the next one. A little bit more. There we go. And again, they're not identical, but they're at least close enough. About the same size. It's a little bit big. I just kind of squish it in a little bit. It's not about the right size. That should be good now. Yep, okay. We'll set those to the side and we'll work on Calcifer, which is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it's going to be worth it. So you start off with a red ball, and I just like to start... Hey, whoa. Wait a minute now. Get out of my clay. And start making a teardrop shape. Kind of like that. And then flatten it out a little bit. I like to try to make sure they're about the same size. Because again, it's earrings, so I want them to be about the same size, but they don't have to be perfect. Looks like I need a little bit more acetone, or nail polish remover, whatever you want to call it. And as you can see, there's already like red starting to form on my hands. It's fantastic. I see it's all over that now. Okay, that one's looking a little bit bigger. Alrighty. And then, oh, can't see. I'm not even on the camera. Okay. And then right at the end right here, I don't know if you can tell in here, but it's cut at an angle, so it sits a little bit more flat on the wood piece. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And you only want it to be about that thick. Like it doesn't have to be super thick. And then just right at the bottom, right at an angle, just like that. And we're going to do with this one. Extra red pieces going back in the red bin. And then from here, I like to use this little tool that I got, I believe, at Michael's, or it might have been on Amazon. It's just a bunch of random like clay tools in a package, but this is the specific one I use to make Calcifer. And I start at the bottom, just kind of go right in there to start forming his little flames. Alright, I apologize for the pause in the video. Y'all probably won't notice anything because this clip's right after, but I had to go check on the ham. And put the carrots in. And just at an angle, start going down. Start forming little flames. And move up a little bit. And don't worry about fingerprints and stuff just yet, because we're going to be touching it a lot. And we'll clean it up in just a second. And that is really about it for the Calcifer. Let's go ahead and do this one. And since this one is, you know, tilted kind of that way, I like to make the other one a little tilted, just so I know what it is. And again, we'll start at the bottom. Work on his little flames. scooch up a little bit. Need another Q-tip. There we go. And then on this one, we will need a wire at the top and a wire at the bottom. Top for the earring hook, and then at the bottom to attach to the bacon, or have the bacon attached to Calcifer. Sometimes it'll snap like that. And the puppies are wandering around. They're looking forward to the ham. I'm pretty sure they can smell it, because I can smell it too. Alright, let's a little bit of bacon bond on here. Just like that. And then at the top. You don't have to jam it in there too hard, just kind of slowly press it in there and it'll go in. And then the bottom. It should look just like that. And the last part will be painting it, glazing it, and putting it all together. So I still have to wait for the hand to be done. So I'm going to finish this up and then I will be back for the painting part to show y'all how we do that. It is fairly easy, but might as well do it for the video. Okay, and we are back. These just got out of the oven about 10 minutes ago. And I've got some paint ready to go right here, and I think we will start with Calcifer, since I have to do a bunch of layers on him. And I like to pick a smaller kind of detail brush. That one needs to be clean, so let's not use that one. I think they all need to be cleaned. Give me just a moment, let me pause it, and I will clean the brushes and be right back. Alrighty, and brushes are a little more clean now. So let me see if I can find Calcifer again. Here we go. You can see there's the red. It turns more of that red color once the glaze is on it, so we'll have to glaze it after. But there's the orange and then the yellow, so let's go ahead and start with those. Let's see if I can bring it up here and do it. Alright, and that's the first layer of orange done. It usually takes about 3 or 4, because this one is just not nearly as pigmented. So I'll do a couple layers of this one, which is the jack-o'-lantern, and then I like to bust out my Liquitex Basic acrylics and do like the final layer in this color, which turns it into the pretty orange color right here. Now, of course, same thing with the yellow. This yellow isn't super pigmented. The apple barrel, they're like 50 cents, so that's why I grabbed these. But then I like to bust out like the nice Liquitex for like the final layer on there. I'll set this over there, and I'll go ahead and do this one. I'm going to pause it and do the orange layer on here, and then we will start on the bacon. Alright, so I wasn't too happy with the bacon, so I decided to do another coat in a light brown color, because that brown just is too dark in the oven. So I did the light brown, and then I did the red brown, just right here, as you can see. And then I'm doing a few little red streaks right next to them, and I'll go ahead and do that. I'll do it on this one, unless I drop it. And then I think I'll grab a little bit of yellow, do a few yellow streaks, and then that will do it for this bacon. See, and then I'm going to go ahead and do this set of bacon because I do have multiple orders for the earrings, so I'm just doing all of them at the same time. These are pretty much dry and ready to go. So I'll put these to the side right here, and we can start on the yellow, since I've already got some yellow on my brush. And as you can see on this one, it's basically just a little bit of a semicircle right there, almost like a sun rising. And it doesn't go too far up, it only goes about to here. And this yellow is going to take a few layers to do, just make it nice and pigmented like it is in the actual earrings. So I'm going to go ahead and do those. And then I will come back as soon as we've got the final layer on, and we will do the eyes and the face. Alright, the yellow is pretty much dry at this point, so I think I will start with the eyes. It makes it easier to gauge where the mouth needs to be. For this one, I might have to zoom in a little bit. There we go, so I can kind of see. I have to make sure it's right here. And then I have a little dotting tool that I like to use. This is actually nail tools that I got on Amazon for, like, I guess nails and decorating your nails and junk, which I don't like to do, if y'all can't tell. I hate doing my nails. But I use the green one. They come in a set of 5, and there's like different colors and stuff. So I use the green one because it's got the biggest point. And I'll take some black. And then right here, where the yellow meets the orange, and I'll just dot on where the eyes go. See, and this is the first layer. So you can see there's black, and then there's going to be white, and then a tiny, tiny bit of black again for the pupil. I'll go ahead and do that on this one too. Trying to make it where y'all can see it. I might as well go ahead and do these while I'm at it, because I do have orders I'm going to have to pack. And this black is going to take a little bit to dry, because it is just kind of packed on. It's not one thin layer. Okay. I made them to be like specific pairs, so I thought we could go ahead and start glazing the bacon. Sorry, my arm's all kind of in the way. And I just use the polyacrylic, and I like to keep it in this so I don't have to keep trying to open the lid to it. And this is just water-based. Don't get oil-based. It will mess up your pieces and the paint. I made that mistake. So if you're going to use the polyacrylic stuff, make sure it's the water-based one. And personally, I just like to use, oh goodness, these paper clips. I just bend them to look like this. And then I will hang it on there, and then I have a little shelf where my paint sits, and I just hang it like that and let it dry. So let's grab a paintbrush. I like to just use old ones I don't use for paint anymore. And just lightly coat it on. You don't want it to be too thick because then it'll dry weird. I don't know why it does that, but it will. So you want to make sure there's a nice thin layer. And you can always add more layers if... Ooh, paintbrush hit my camera. You can always add more layers of the glaze if you want it to be just more shiny, I suppose. But you do one thin layer, let it dry, and you can add another layer. There it is, nice and glazed. I'm going to hang it up to dry. Now I usually have my fan on, so it helps it dry faster, but the fan interferes with the sound of the recording, so I can't have it on right at this moment. And what this does, it kind of helps protect the paint a little bit, and it makes it look nice and shiny and pretty, which is always a good thing. And of course, if you don't want it to be shiny, if you're working on a project and you don't want the extra shine on it like that, I believe they do sell satin glaze. This one's gloss finish. I believe they have a satin one, so you'll have to look for the satin finish. And I don't know if I have another one over here. I don't think I have it, but I believe Sculpey sells satin glaze too. It's a smaller bottle, and it says satin glaze on it, and it just leaves it like a matte finish. Or if you don't have that option, you can take the gloss and a tiny bit of cornstarch and mix it in with the gloss, and it'll give it a matte finish instead of a glossy finish. That's just a nice little tip, just in case y'all don't have that. But I will close this. I need to find more paper clips to do these, but I'm going to let the black finish drying, and then I will come back and show you all the white and then the mouth. Alrighty, the black is dry, so I thought we would go ahead and do the mouth and then the white. And as y'all can see, there's a little sneak peek of other little goodies I'm working on so far. It's going to be a necklace, These are gonna be cute little earrings. I figured since I already had my paint out, I might as well go ahead and do those as well. All right, so we're gonna start with the red. Let me scooch this out of the way. And as you can see on these, there's the red, and then there's a little bit of the orange and yellow to, do the flame kind of part in his mouth. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And I will see if I can hold it up here, or no, wait, I can probably just zoom in. Oh God, I love that. I like to do it upside down just so I can kind of gauge where I need to be at. And it's just like a simple little smile, just like that. And if you want it to be wider or thicker, you can go ahead and do that. And that's really all there is to the smile, because the red is going to have to dry before we put the orange and yellow in. I'm just doing all of them at the same time, might as well, since I need to. And the bacon is currently drying, so I'm not too worried about the bacon. Alright, so the red is going to dry now, and now we need to do the white. So I take the same one, and when you do the white in this part, you don't push nearly as hard as you do with the black, because the black you want to spread out as much as you can. I'm trying to make sure the black is dry. You just take some of the white. Let's see if I can write the center for you. Just like that. When you see it's starting to get right to the edge of the black, that's when you stop. You don't need that much on there. I know it doesn't want to focus, but there's not too much of the white on there. See if I can show you from the start. It's nice and clean. Just a touch of it is all you really need. And this is the tedious part. Like, you got to be really careful. Which is why these earrings are a little bit more on the pricey side, because as you can see, there's a lot of love and time that goes into them. But of course, if you'd like to grab one, I'm going to leave the link to the listing in the description. Oh, wait. I was like, it's really quiet. Why is it so quiet? I didn't turn on the music. My bad. That needs a little bit more. There we go. It's a little bit better. Alright, I think the red is dry by now, so let's grab the paintbrush again. And I like to do the orange first, and then the yellow. Oh, there's a little bit of water on it. And you don't really need to be too particular with this part. I'm just going to do one. I'll do the orange and then the yellow, and then I'll pause the video and do the rest of them, and then come back. And that is really about it for that. Like, you just kind of dab the orange and the yellow in there, and the white has to dry. And then I will be back when we start to do the pupils, and then glazing it, and then we will put it all together. Alrighty, let me scooch these out of the way really quick. And these are pretty much dry. Yep, they're good. So, last little bit to do is to put on the little pupils and then glaze them. And then, of course, put them all together. So I just have this little dotting tool. I don't remember where I found it. I've had it forever, and I use it basically for everything. But, oh, you can't see the black. I just have like a dollop of black right here. And you just like that. Not difficult. It's just a little tedious. You do have to be careful with it. Let's go and do the rest of them. And yeah, these guys aren't perfect or anything, but they are handmade with love. And of course, who doesn't like Calcifer? He's so sassy. But it's always good to shop with just like small artists, because, you know, it's not a factory. They're not going to be perfect, but you're getting something unique and handmade with a lot of love, especially like these. I'm very proud of this. This is going to be super cute. Cute little necklace. It's got Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service, Totoro, no face. It's got little Soot Sprites, Calcifer. And again, this is just a little sneak peek of something I'm making, but you're getting fun, unique stuff like that when you shop with small shops and stuff. So, alright, these are pretty much done. We did the faces and everything else, so I'm going to start glazing it. Try to move the paint. Oh. the latch is starting to get a little stuck. Now we'll zoom back out and just grab the paintbrush. And the bacon is done drying, as you can see, nice and shiny and pretty. I want to make sure the black is dry. I don't want to ruin all the paint job that I just did. So I'm going to go ahead and do the back first. Glaze the back and let it dry. But I just want to show the process of glazing these two. It's pretty much the same as the bacon. Just want to get a nice thin layer on it. And go ahead and flip it. I'll just hold it by the eye pin right there. And we'll start glazing this part. And when they're in indents like this, you want to make sure they don't gather too much of the glaze so it doesn't sit in there and make it wonky looking and takes forever to dry. And of course you want to be careful with the face, so we did just paint it. Oh, touch the camera again, my bad guys, sorry. If there's extra, you know, just kind of wipe it off on the side. And this one I will probably glaze twice, the Calcifers, just for a nice, pretty, shiny coat on them. So I'm going to glaze all of them, let them dry, and then I will be back and we will put them all together. And we will get finished product. Ready? And here we are at the last little step. As you can see, they're all nice and glazed. And I'm only going to put this set together, but it's essentially the same thing. So I will start with the earrings. I like to bend them to the side instead of yanking them back because it's harder to push them back into place instead of just pulling them to the side like that, and then you can just easily push them back. Just like that. I know it's a little hard to tell, but and you do want to make sure you put them on right so they hang like that. I've done that a couple of times where I put it on wrong and I have to take it off and redo it. And then we have these little jump rings here. You just grab a piece of bacon and you make sure you want to put it on right so that when you flip it back it will be dangling the right way. Just like that. That is pretty much all there is to it. I'll go ahead and do this piece. And that is it, and that's how you make your little Calcifer earrings, dangle earrings, with some bacon. And here's the other pair for the order. And again, if you don't want to make them and you would just like to grab a pair from my shop, please do so. I will leave a coupon code for 15% off. And you will get free shipping with them, of course. For the United States, just domestic free shipping. So I hope y'all enjoyed. I know there was a lot of fun for me to make, and I have to get orders ready anyway, so 2 birds, 1 stone. So I will see y'all in the next video. Bye guys.